Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn English with Erica. Have you ever been traveling and had to use the public transportation? Does that make you anxious or nervous? Well, hopefully after today it won't. Today we're going to be learning some English for public transportation. This means the bus, the train, the metro. You might also hear subway or shuttle. Any of those things, even a taxi, these will work for. So today what we're going to learn are three things. The first one are key phrases that you might need. So when you are there at one of those places, at a bus station, at a train stop, things that you might need to know. The next thing that we're going to learn are phrases that you might hear while you are there. So over the loudspeaker, you might hear some of these things, and we need you to know what they mean. And the last thing we're going to learn are some statements or phrases that you could use if you need to kind of survive in those situations. So here we go. 7 questions that you might have to ask. Number 1, where can I buy a ticket? Or where is the ticket booth? Where can I buy a ticket? Or where is the ticket booth? That's number 1. Number 2, you may have to ask, how much does a ticket cost? Or how much is a ticket? How much does a ticket cost? Or how much is a ticket? Number 3, if you are waiting for a bus or a particular train, you might say, where does this bus go? Where does this bus go? Or where does this train go? Number 4, you may be on the bus or the train. I've been on a shuttle before, and I've had to ask this. Which stop is for? Which stop is for? So after the 4, you're going to say whatever destination, whatever place you're trying to arrive at. Which stop is for downtown? Which stop is for the grocery store? Okay, the next one is, does this train go? Does this train go? So you might ask, does this train go downtown, or does it just go around the city? Does this train go downtown or just around the city? And then finally, where do I get off for? So this is like the other one. Maybe you're not sure which stop is yours. You might say, I'm trying to go to the pharmacy. Where do I get off for the pharmacy? Where do I get off for the mall? Okay, now some phrases that you might hear when you are there. So if you hear these, we need you to know what they mean, right? So you don't miss your bus or your train or your stop. So the first one is, next stop is. Sometimes you really have to listen to this, especially if you're on a train or a subway. You'll hear next stop is, and it will say the name of the stop. Now, usually up at the top of the bus or the subway, there will be a map. Sometimes it's interactive and you can see the stops as you go by. You might also hear, if you're waiting for a particular bus or subway or metro, you might hear, this line is delayed, or this train is delayed, or this bus is delayed. That just means that it will be late. And they will usually tell you what time it will arrive at. So if there is a delay, you're going to be listening for or ask, what time will the bus arrive? Or what time will the train arrive? The next one is super important, especially if you are using a shuttle, maybe at the airport even. You'll hear an announcement, please stand clear of the doors. Please stand clear of the doors. This is important because the doors are automatic and they will close with or without you putting your hand in there or not, your stuff, your body. Okay, so you have to get clear of or move away from. So if you hear that and you're not fully on the train, step off and wait, right? Because those shuttles can be dangerous. The other thing you might hear is you are at a transfer stop, for example. So maybe you bought a ticket to go downtown, but you need to make a transfer. So a transfer is when you have to change trains, change buses, or change the subway line that you are on. So you could ask, where are transfers available? Or do I need to transfer to get to? Okay, so transfers are really important to know about. And finally, the last section. Once you're getting on the bus or the train or wherever, maybe there's nowhere to sit, it's very crowded. You might say, excuse me, could I sit here, please? Excuse me, could I sit here, please? You're asking that person either to let you by and sit on the inside or to move over so that you can sit as well. So that's, excuse me, could I sit here, please? Also, if you are on a bus, train, metro, and you're sitting on the inside seat, like towards the window, and the other person is in the aisle, you might have to say, sorry, I'm getting off here. Sorry, I'm getting off here. That's a way of excusing yourself in front of them to get off of the train or the subway. You might also ask them, could you tell me when we reach the mall? Or could you tell me when we reach downtown? Strangers are usually pretty friendly and willing to help. So if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Could you tell me when it's my stop? I'm trying to get to the mall, okay? And finally, let's say you're trying to get to the airport. You might say, would you mind telling me where the airport is once I get off of this shuttle? Would you mind telling me which direction downtown is? Would you mind telling me which direction the pharmacy is when I get off? And that's, again, something that you could ask for further directions once you get off of the public transportation that you're on. So I hope that was helpful today. Let me know in the comments, have you taken public transportation a lot? Does it make you nervous, or is it easy for you? Some people think it's no big deal. I get a little bit nervous when I go to a new city. It's a fun adventure, but sometimes you have to take a wrong turn to get where you're going, and that's okay. But at least now you'll have the English to ask questions and get to your destination.